Hello and welcome everyone. It is Thursday, October 11th, 2018. Yesterday was New Comic Book Day. Best day of the week, and man, did I have to back up my truck to the front doors of my comic shop this week because it was a really big week for comics. I wasn't expecting it to be that big going in, but yeah, it was pretty big by the time I saw the box of stuff he had for me. So I also picked up a statue that just came out. It's early Christmas present for me. That way I get something I like for Christmas. It's always a good thing to do. So anyways, I'll show you that in a second. Thanks again to all my subscribers. Really appreciate all your comments, taking the time to watch my videos. Love being part of the community. I say that every week and I really mean it. Going to do another shout out for Comic Shop this week. This time it's from one of my subscribers, Todd Stone. He just sent me this the other day. The shop is called The Laughing Ogre in Columbus, Ohio. There's some images on the screen of the outside, inside the shop. Looks like a pretty decent sized shop too. And the cool thing, this was one of the employees there, Lauren. I don't know how long she's been working there, but apparently she's got a book that's been published. And he hasn't sent me the name of it, but I'm hoping he will, because I wouldn't mind giving her a shout out and checking out her book. So I'll let you all know about that if he sends that to me. So yeah, Todd, send that to me, and congrats to Laughing Ogre. And Lauren, I'd love to check out your book, so that's awesome. Anyways, we'll get going into stuff this week. Real quick, I'm going to show you the statue that just came out, just in case any of you are interested in it. It's a Batman Who Laughs. It's just one of these gallery statues. I picked up a few of them because the prices aren't too bad. Batman Who Laughs there. It's kind of hard to see with in the foil. I'll just show you the picture on the back. That's what the statue actually looks like. It's kind of a cool looking statue, and I really like that. And these are in that kind of that $45–50 range, which is pretty reasonable. And the statues are pretty good quality, painted really nice and everything. I really like the sideshow ones, but they're steep, so I don't really want to drop $1,000 on a statue. So a couple things that showed up in the mail. You can see I got Venom #6 in the middle. I grabbed 2 more copies of that one. So I got 3 for that. I may do a giveaway for that sometime in the future, but not today. I just got too much stuff going on right now. But that's a really cool, that's a scan variant for #6. I grabbed a few of those for a bunch of the issues all the way through. I think I got those from Comics Exposure. They're pretty decent. So some things from last week I picked up, or that I ordered a while ago that they did, my shop didn't have in. I got Chief Wiggum's Felonious Funnies #1. I wanted to get that. I like Simpsons, so that was pretty cool. And last week I forgot to grab Typhoid Fever #1, so I got regular cover and the variant for that one. I like that variant. And I mentioned before, that to me, that doesn't look like, that almost looks like MJ in with fishnet stockings on. I don't know. I remember Typhoid Mary from back in Daredevil back in the 80s with the really freaky hairdo and stuff and looking really crazy. But oh, that's still a cool looking cover. And I did break down and grab Superior Octopus #1. I got the regular and the variant for that. And my shop still surprisingly had a Deadpool #5 on the shelf, so I grabbed it. So I may give that one away down the road too. We'll see how that goes. But that's it from stuff from last week. For Independence, some really good stuff from Independence this week. Got Hot Lunch Special #3. I'm really liking the story in that one. That's one of those Aftershock titles. It's really good. It's got that mafia storyline going. This one I mentioned, I got Last Space Race #1. I got both covers for that one. I try to grab all the Aftershock #1s, kind of like I do with Image, just because they're actually really good. And I'll read a couple issues in, and if they're no good, I'll drop them. But usually they're pretty good. So, and I mentioned this one in my Top Picks video as well. I got Artifact 1 #1. Got 2 covers for that one. I grabbed the #0 a while back. It was only $1.50. These are, of course, regular price, $3.99, but still, you know, right in there. War Bears #2. I grabbed a copy of that one. I haven't actually read the first one yet, so that's something I got to get around to, but we'll see how that, I don't know what it's like, but anyways. Crowded #3. I just grabbed the 1 cover for that. I'm probably going to drop that, to be honest with you, after this one, so it's not bad, and it's a decent story, but I don't know, there's other stuff I'm liking better. So Murder Falcon #1, I grabbed that one. I have not read it yet, and I don't know if I'm gonna, actually I'll have to see what it's like, but I'll give you an opinion on it once I read it. Infinite Dark #1, I did read this one. It's actually pretty good. It's about this space station way out in space. They're kind of like the last humans left, And I don't want to give away the whole story, but right at the end there's something evil out there, so it's kind of cool. It's not a bad story. I grabbed Riptide #1 second printing. I don't know if a lot of your shops brought that in, but it's a cool. I got first print of #1 and I got #2 as well. This one kind of looks like they made it look like a poster, which is really cool. And being a second print, I don't know how many of those were brought or were printed. So that if you can find that, I definitely recommend you grab that one. And this was one of my picks for the week last week, is Elric #2. Gorgeous, an absolutely gorgeous A cover. I love that cover. That was one of my picks of the week for covers. And the story is really good. I thought originally this was a 4-part miniseries for some reason. One of my subscribers, sorry I forget your name, he sent me a message and said, yeah, I'm pretty sure it's only a 2-part series, and I looked into it, and yeah, it's only 2 parts, so this is the last part of the story. I'm really hoping they're going to, I don't know if they were just testing the waters to see how this would do, but I'm really hoping they continue on with doing some of these Elric stories, because they're really good. The art is great in it, the story's good. I mean, these characters and you know, the whole world and everything that Michael Moorcock created it's really good, so good. Like I said, I really hope they continue on with those. And last from Image, I wanted to, I'm going to open these up while we're kind of doing it live here. I got a bunch of these blind bags. I got 2 #1s, 1 #7, and 2 19s. I haven't opened them yet, so I'm going to try and open them up right now. So real quick, I'll just give you the breakdowns. Again, the color trade is 50%. A virgin trade is 25%. Of the books coming out. A black and white trade is 15, and a virgin black and white is 10. So hopefully I can get a virgin black and white in one of these. So, and #1 is a David Finch cover. So we'll open that up and we'll see what. Oops, I should do this on screen here. Hopefully I get a decent. I mean, they're all pretty good, but we'll see what I get here. All right, so I got the color trade for #1. That's kind of a cool looking color. That's not bad looking at all, actually. Really like that. That's the funny thing is I didn't know what these images, they didn't release what any of them looked like, so that's pretty cool. So open up my second one here, see what we got in this one. Yeah, this is, I got 2 of these ones, so. Alright, so I got 2 of the color trade for #1. And that's the most, that's going to be your most common one. That's 50% of all of them they're put out are color trade. So I got 1 #7, and that is who did that one? That is a Daniel Warren Johnson cover. So let's see what shows up in there. I don't know if, I didn't see anybody else talk about these. I don't know if they were supposed to come out till Saturday, but my shop sold them to me. So, oh, I think I got a black and white in this one. Oh, sweet, I did too. Oh, shit, I got a black and white virgin. Nice. That's pretty cool. At least I think it's black. Well, I don't know. There's a bit of color in there, so I don't know if that's the color. It's a virgin cover. So it's either, I'll have to look into that, but that's it's either the color virgin, I kind of think it's, well, maybe that's a color virgin but anyways, it's pretty cool. Nice, sweet, I got that one. And then I got two copies of #19, which is the J. Scott Campbell cover. So let's see what we get out of this one. Nice looking covers so far. Okay, where's that not coming out of there? Come on, baby, get out of there. She's tight. She's tight. Oh, she's a tighty. Oh, there we go. Oh, sweet. I got a color virgin for that one. That's a nice looking cover too. Looks like it was showing on the cover there. Sweet. So I got, for J. Scott Campbell, I got a color virgin. That's nice. Man, that's a nice looking cover. Man, I got a good haul here so far. Let's see what the second J. Scott Campbell one is. Oh, it's a black and white. I think it's a trade. Oh, sweet. I got the... Oh, man. I got a pretty good haul there. So I got the For J. Scott Campbell, I got the black and white trade, which is 15%, so that's kind of like a 1 for 7, I guess. And then I also got the color version, which is it's a 25%, so 1 in 4 basically. Oh shit, that's awesome. And then for number 7, I got the Virgin. I'm not sure if that's a color or they're going to. That's probably a color, I would guess. So that's probably a 25%er as well. And then for number 1, I got 2 of the color trade. So that was that's a good little haul there. I'm pretty happy with that. Especially those J. Scott Campbells. Those are pretty sweet. Man, those are going to Mylars. Man, those are nice looking covers. Yeah, I hope you guys get some of those. Those are those are nice looking books. I'm really happy with that. Pretty cool. Anyways, we'll get going into. Wow, that's a sweet little haul. Pretty happy with that. I want to talk about God Country real quick, and I'm sure most of you are aware of this, unless you've been living under a rock. I mentioned this back in June in my top picks video from June 27th. I said that Donnie Cates had sent out that tweet saying #soon, and you pretty much knew that meant, and rumor was that he was signing a movie or TV deal, and it looks like it was just announced a couple days ago that he has signed a movie deal, and he's actually going to be writing the screenplay, which in some ways is good and some ways is bad. The good thing is it's because it's his story, and it means the movie will be, hopefully, if they let him write it the way he wants to, will be a good movie, and it'll be pretty true to the comic and well done. So I'm really looking forward to that movie. And the bad thing is, I mentioned this to a few people when I've been talking to them, is, Donnie Cates is one of these guys. He's one of those people that came along and has just exploded. People are taking notice, and if the movie does really well, the bad thing for us comic collectors is his time in comics is maybe short, because if he gets hired on to start writing movies full time, that means he's not going to be doing comics anymore. So, man, enjoy what he's doing right now and pick up the stuff that he's put out, the key ones like Thanos 13, obviously God Country. These ones, when I talked about these back in June, they're probably $50-$60. I looked at prices the other day and they're getting really stupid. So you got cover A in the background. That's your first print of cover A. This is cover B, first print for that. And then there's also, I got the color blind box. There's also a black and white blind box. And then I think there's a blank blind box as well. There's a few different blind box ones. But man, that is one you definitely want to get. That is a good comic to get. Don't go and pay. Again, I really hope you bought them back when I mentioned it in June, because you're going to pay through the nose now for it. But there's a really good story. And as you know, he's definitely on fire. So we'll get going into, so that's my independents, and we'll get going into some DC stuff here. Some good stuff from them. This, I'm sure a lot of you got this, Catwoman 4, the Art Germ cover. Man, is that a gorgeous cover. And like I mentioned a few times, there's a bunch of Easter eggs in here. A bunch of my subscribers have kind of pointed out a bunch of them. It's kind of cool if you haven't looked through it. There are a bunch in there. So got Titans 27, the foil cover. I only grabbed it because of the foil cover. And to be honest, I don't know if you guys are. Some of these foil covers, they're not really all that great. There's it's really subdued colors, and it's just I don't know. Imagine this Ghost Rider with a foil cover. Shit, that would look awesome. But these are, I don't know, they're okay, but it's just whatever. I grabbed it. Hawkman number 5. I'm not reading the story, but I grabbed it for that one. This one I do like, the Superman Rogol Zara. That's a nice looking cover. See, to me, that's a nice looking foil cover. These ones, yeah, not so much. Got cover A, good storyline too. Cover B, grab that one. I'm really liking this Superman. I didn't think I would. I've never been a huge Superman fan, but I'm loving the Rogol Zara and that whole Phantom Zone storyline, so it's been pretty good. I'm liking that one. Red Hood and the Outlaw, or Red Hood Outlaw now he's called, number 27. Got the foil. And I got the that really awesome Putri variant. That is a sweet looking cover. That was one of my picks too. Suicide Squad 47. Again, I don't know. I've heard some people say they really like that cover. I think it's okay, but it's could be way better to me. This one is nice. I like the B cover. Now that should have been a foil cover. I really think that should have been a foil cover because that's gorgeous. Flash 56. Again, another foil cover, and really the only thing that's foil is the kind of the lightning around them. and a nice looking B cover for that. Detective Comics 990. That one again, I for a foil cover, that is not that great. I don't know what to tell you, but anyways, cover B, got that one. I'm really liking Detective Comics. Has been really good so far. I think it's been better than Batman for quite a while, and I'm really enjoying that series. This was one of my my picks last week, Cursed Comics Cavalcade. I flipped through it. That's actually pretty good. There's some good stories in there. You got Swamp Thing in there. You got Black Lightning and Katana joining up, fighting a cool looking monster. The artwork's really good. It's a pretty steep price tag. It's $10 for those. But again, another bitch at Marvel. I mean, okay, so this is $10, just like their ASM 800 was $10. Why couldn't they do a book like that for a milestone? Man, I'm still pissed off about that. Anyways, I gotta get over it, I guess. But yeah, that's a really good one. If you find that one in your comic shop, grab it because it's good. Price is heating up on that one too. Wonder Woman 56 got two of the. Oh, that's a nice cover. That's a foil cover, and it's really nice. That's part 2 of that Witching Hour. There's also the really nice Jenny Friesen cover for cover B. Both covers are gorgeous for that one. And I am going to talk about this real quick because there is some stuff that happens in here that's pretty cool. So I am going to show some images. So if you don't want to know, turn it off. But the cool thing in here is you get kind of almost an origin story. They go to the island where Cirque is. And she kind of gives a history of Hecate, or Hecate. I'm just saying Hecate. For whatever reason, I can't say that name. Anyway, she gives an origin story of the three-headed witch there and how she became powerful, and the men were trying to tap into her power and steal it. So she basically sent portions of her power into 5 young women all around the planet. And of course, Wonder Woman is one of those women. As the women die off, they brand. Another one gets branded, kind of thing. So in this timeline, Diana is one of the 5. And the cool thing at the end of the book, she taps into the power, and turns into kind of Wonder Woman with all the magical power. So I don't know if going forward after this Witching Hour is over, if she's going to have some of these powers remain, and that'll just add to her character going forward. Because if that's the case, this is a pretty important storyline right now, and some of these books are going to be pretty key down the road. Whether or not that is, I don't know if they're just going to destroy Hecate and all her power disappears or whatever, but that's a good one to get just for that. I mean, the cover on that is gorgeous. That's a really nice Jenny Friesen one, and like I say, both of those are that's a good one. Highly recommend those. That and that Cursed Comics Cavalcade, those are 2 really good ones to get for sure this week. If you can find them, pick them up. From Marvel, grabbed a bunch of stuff from them again. Got a couple reprints. I got Venom #1, which is the 5th printing. And it's kind of cool because it's you can see the blue lines, like it's basically like a sketch of the original cover art, which is really cool. And then I got 4th printing of #2. I'm trying to pick up all the multiple printings I can of that. Spider-Geddon #1, flipped through that. It's not bad, but it's I just grabbed it because it's #1, and I'm a Spider-Man fan. I really like this B cover. That's a In-Hyuk Lee, I believe, is that one. And picked up this one, which is cover. I don't even know what. There were so many covers for this. I only grabbed a few. I wasn't going to go crazy and buy them all. I like that one because that's that PS4 gaming variant, and this connecting one is really nice too. I like that. Got What If Punisher was out this week. Haven't read it, but Spider-Man becomes a Punisher, which is pretty cool. X-Men Black Mojo. I grabbed one of those. I believe that's a J. Scott Campbell cover. Yeah, it is too. So it's just I don't know. I'm not a huge X-Men. I mean, I like the X-Men, but I haven't been all that impressed with them lately, and so I'm not into reading like X-Men Red and Blue and Gold and all that stuff. But anyways, Scarlet Spider #25. I believe that's the last issue in that run, so I grabbed that. And I like covers where they have the tombstones in the background. They look really cool, so I grabbed that one for sure. Infinity Wars #4, a whole bunch of covers for that. Cover A, I got the Battle Lines variant. It's not the best of the Battle Line variants, but they are pretty nice. So And it's cool. It's funny, you know, DC started doing their cover Bs a little while ago, which was almost the virgin cover. So what does Marvel do? They come out with all their covers and their complete virgin covers. It's just, hey, competition is good for us comic collectors. And this is the one, this Battle Lines variant has the wrong price on the back. It has $3.99 price. All the rest, I mean, it's supposed to be $4.99, so I don't know if that's going to make any difference down the road, but it's been pointed out by a few people. Don't go, if you didn't find it, don't worry about it. It's not going to jump in price, in my opinion. Anyways, I got the that variant cover. I got this variant cover. I grabbed one of each that my shop had, and I also got that one. I believe that one's a connecting cover. So, and the cool thing with this Infinity Wars, there's this this Devondra has been mentioned several times in there, in a few of the issues. I don't know who this Devondra is. I guess we're going to find out maybe in the next issue, but she could end up being somebody important going forward. So she has been mentioned in this book, and I believe 2 other ones in this run so far. So it's one I would recommend picking up. I really like that Infinity Wars, and like I've been saying, this whole run with Infinity Wars, Infinity Countdown, and everything, that's going to have ramifications for years to come. So Mortal Hulk number 7, I got both covers for that one, regular and the Battle Lines variant. I think there might have been a Marvel Knights cover for that, but I didn't get it if there was. So and this one is kind of I'm going to show some images in here too. If you haven't read it, turn it off. But he gets called the Devil Hulk in this, which I don't know going forward if he's going to be, that's going to be something he's referred to as or whatever, but it's kind of interesting because I've never heard the Hulk be called the Devil Hulk. So yeah, right here, so actually I think it was actually page before. Yeah, he calls him, or a devil perhaps, and then the Hulk says, right up here if I can get that in front of my camera, says, huh, Devil Hulk, works for me. So yeah, now he's being called the Devil Hulk. And cool thing is, I'm going to show an image for the last page of this book. He's all cut up and stuffed in jars, which is pretty cool. It's kind of a cool looking picture. And then there's an image on the screen right now for, I showed this one before for Immortal Hulk number 8, the next issue. And it's basically that kind of an image. It's all the jars with his body parts and everything in it. So that's kind of a cool looking cover. I like that one. Got Avengers number 9. Got the regular cover. I got the really nice Battle Lines variant with Loki on the cover. That's another nice one. Man, these Battle Line variants have been so good. Some of them have been good. Not all of them are great, but man, some of them are really good. I also got the Marvel Knights 20th anniversary cover there, which is kind of a cool looking cover. I like this Battle Lines one the best though. And just real quick with this one, we all need to take a moment of silence because if you haven't read this, Namor kills right at the beginning of this book. I mean, I don't know how I'm going to go forward with comics, but he killed Stingray. Yeah, Stingray's gone. I don't even know. Honestly, does anybody have any comics with Stingray in it? There's Stingray right there. So, anyways, he gets Namor beats the crap out of him, and then his sharks go and basically rip him to shreds. So Namor's kind of gone evil in this one, which I like, because I haven't been a big Namor fan, but one of the Celestials ends up crashing down into destroying their Atlantis and everything, so we'll see where the story goes, but I'm kind of liking it so far. And then at the end of the book, he's got his new Defenders of the Deep, kind of his team there, so that's kind of interesting. We'll have to see where it goes. Looking forward to it. Really liking that Avengers so far with Jason Aaron writing it. I highly recommend anything Jason Aaron is doing. I recommend it, whether it's Avengers or Thor, because so much of the stuff he puts out down the road becomes important. So yeah, I recommend it. Amazing Spider-Man number 7. Got the regular cover. I got the really nice, that's a nice Battle Lines variant. I really like that one. Big Spider-Man fan, so that's a great picture. And then I got the, again, the Marvel Knights 20th anniversary one. So I am going to show an image in here because that character, at the end of the book, if you haven't read it, again, turn it off, but that creepy dude that we still don't know his name, that villain, shows up again at the end of this book, and with Wilson Fisk there, Mr. Kingpin, and basically now he is controlling Kingpin by the looks of it. So it's kind of interesting that who this guy's going to be controlling things pretty well in the entire city, and who knows what else is going on. But I still don't know who that is. We still don't, and they're sure dragging out letting us know who it is, just so we'll keep buying comics, which I keep doing every week. So, anyways, that was a cool one for sure. I like that character. I mean, I've had people say, "Oh, he's not going anywhere. Jimmy's not going to do anything." Hey, I don't know. I really like the character. So, and this is one Venom. This was one of my picks again this week. I mean, you just can't go wrong with Venom. Venom number 7. Got the regular cover. You got your Battle Lines variant. You got your Marvel Knights variant as well, and then there was the surprise. They snuck in a surprise variant here, kind of like they do. Marvel does that every once in a while. So you got the two side by side. The only real difference is in the surprise variant, the tongue is sticking out of the side and there's no teeth on the bottom, or he's just got kind of like regular teeth. Doesn't have the Venom teeth. So if you can find that one, highly recommend you get it. Don't overpay for it, because there's not a ton that happens in this book. I mean, there is some good stuff in this book. Don't get me wrong, but it's not like a first appearance of Null or anything major that shows up. So, but just so you are aware, there's 2 books you want to that people have been talking about. So I just want to clarify that. I texted a few people the other day, let them know about this book. So there's Ultimate Fantastic Four number 1 is the first appearance of Reed Richards in the alternate universe. He doesn't become the Maker is in this book, but he becomes that Reed Richards which showed up in Ultimate Fantastic Four number 1. That's the first appearance of Reed Richards in that universe. And then in Ultimate Fallout 4, he becomes the Maker, so it's the first time he's the Maker. That book's a little pricey just because it's the first appearance of Miles Morales. So that's a good one to have in your collection regardless, whether you think the Maker's going to go anywhere or not. It may only be a one appearance in this book, so I don't know, but those are 2 good books to get. Highly recommend. That Ultimate Fantastic Four number 1 is dirt cheap. You can pick it up for a couple dollars. Ultimate Fallout 4, that's probably a $40 to $50 book, just because of first appearance of Miles Morales. It can in raw condition. You can pick those up in they did come in a poly bag, so I don't know if you can get it in poly bag or not. It doesn't seem to make a lot of difference whether or not it's in a poly bag. So that's it for my stuff this week. So again, some really good stuff coming out. Coming down the road, there's some good stuff coming. So I've got to go through it real quick here. They announced Jason Aaron, is just talking about him a second ago, in April of next year. This is a ways out. You can't even pre-order it yet, but just mark it down if it's something you're interested in. There's a new Thor story arc, is War of the Realms. That was announced at New York Comic Con, and there's going to be 10 realms at war with each other. That looks really good, so that's one I highly recommend. It was announced that Cosmic Ghost Rider is in the new Guardians of the Galaxy that Cates and Shaw are doing. So that's is part of that new team. I mean, I've said it since it came out. Cosmic Ghost Rider is that Thanos 13 is a key book. Boy, I hope you get that one. But anyways, that Guardians of the Galaxy, when that comes out, that's going to be good. Fantastic Four villains are going to be on the covers of all the Marvel, or not all the Marvels, but a lot of the Marvel variants in December. It's going to promote the wedding of Ben and Alicia. So those covers, there's a bunch of them on the screen right now. They look really good. And as you know, the Marvel does these runs of comic variants for a month or so, depending on what comic they're trying to promote, and those look really good. Batman Who Laughs, I mentioned it before, but I'm mentioning it again just because you're going to want to get this one on your pull list. It's a 6-part miniseries. It comes out December 12th. You may not be able to pre-order it yet, but you can at least go into your shop and say, hey, look, I want whatever, how many covers or whatever you want of that when it comes out. So that is one I am definitely getting. It was announced that Titan Comics is going to be doing the Blade Runner comic. That was a while ago. But it looks like Mike Green, the guy who actually wrote the screenplay for Blade Runner 2049, did Logan, Alien Covenant, a bunch of other ones. He's actually going to be writing the comic, so that's really cool. And the comic is going to be canon for the movie. So if they do another Blade Runner movie, whatever happens in these comics can show up in the movie. So that's pretty cool. That comes out in 2019. There's no release date for that yet, but just keep your eyes open. Another really good one for, this is again 2019, but it's February, is Avengers No Road Home. That's going to be another one of these weekly comics like Avengers No Surrender. And it's written by, looks like this kind of the same group, Jim Zub and a bunch, Mark Waid and a bunch of them. And that actually was pretty good. And throughout that No Surrender storyline, you had some good first appearances in there. You had some of these secret variants show up in some of those. You had the first appearance of the Immortal Hulk in that run. So I highly recommend that Avengers No Road Home. And the nice thing is, being a weekly comic, it's so cool because you know every week you're keeping up the story. I really liked it, so that's one I recommend you look at down the road because there's going to be some good stuff. And Zub has already said there's a big reveal in that midpoint of that run, so I highly recommend it. This is one I mentioned before, but I'm going to mention again because November 21st is release date, and cutoff for this is pretty soon. It's Middle West #1 by Image, and that's a Scotty Young is writing it. He's not the artist. Jorge Corona's the artist, but it looks really good, so that's one I recommend. The Warning from Image, that's another new title coming out November 28th. And then there's one called Self-Made, which looks really good. That comes out December 5th, so that's still a ways off, but anyways. And the last one I want to talk about is The Three Jokers. I'm sure a lot of you are aware of this one. It's next one of the titles for that DC Black Label. Cool thing was this is they just showed some images of what the Batman character is going to look like, as well as the Jokers, what they're going to look like. So images for that is on the screen. That looks really good. I think that's going to be a good series. I don't know that it's going to be as hot as this Batman Damned, just because I don't think the Joker's going to be hanging his wang out in that, but you never know. We'll have to wait and see. But anyways, that is it for this week, folks. Take care. Happy hunting if you haven't been to your comic shop yet. There's some good books out this week. Look for that secret variant for Venom. Try and get those blind bags for Walking Dead if you can. Like I say, I got a pretty good haul today, so that's awesome. Really happy with that. So anyways, take care, everyone. Talk to you later. Bye for now.